The unit circle with some target values at pi over 12 intervals is shown. 3 of the statements are true, 1 is false. Identify the false statement. Cosine of 1 radian is less than cosine of pi over 3. Well, let's draw where 1 radian is on the unit circle. It's right about here, and the reason why I know that is because pi over 3 is at 60 degrees. So if we draw this line here, we know that pi over 3, pi is just 180 degrees, divided by 3 is 60. So this is 60 degrees. Now, we know that 1 radian is about 57 degrees. So we draw a line like that where this angle is slightly smaller than the purple angle here. That would be 57 degrees, and it would land us right there. So now let's look at the cosine values. The cosine value of 1 radian is the length of this green line, and the cosine of pi over 3 is the length of this purple line. You can see that the length of the green line is longer than the length of the purple line. Therefore, this is false. Cosine 1 is greater than cosine of pi over 3. The answer to this problem is A, but let's just go through the other answers. Cosine of pi over 3, which is this purple bar, equals 1/2. That is true. We can explain why, because this, as I've shown before, is a 60-degree angle. So that means that this angle, if we're just going to use this triangle right here, actually I'll redraw it so it's a little clearer. So I'm going to redraw this triangle. All right, because of alternate interior angles, we know that this angle up here is 60 degrees. This angle here is 30 degrees, which is this angle, and that is a right angle right there. Now, we know in a special right, this special right triangle of 30, 60, 90, the short side is x, the hypotenuse is 2x, and the long side is x times the square root of 3. So the cosine of 60 is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is at 1 over 2. So that's where we get the 1/2. This also explains why the sine value of pi over 6 is 1/2, because sine of 30 degrees is going to also be x over 2x, which is 1/2. So this is true. Cosine of pi over 12, so this green line here, is less than 2 times cosine pi over 4. Well, as we just showed, this red line is longer than half. So it's somewhere between half and 1, but it's greater than half. Therefore, 2 times this amount is going to be greater than 1. While cosine of pi over 12 is just slightly less than 1. So this is slightly less than 1, and this is going to be a bit bigger than 1. So this is true. This number is less than this number. Cancel that out. Cosine of pi over 12, that same green bar here, is greater than pi over 12. Now, something you have to remember is that pi is just a number. So what number is it? It's 3.14159, and so on, divided by 12. That gives us a value of about 0.2617 in my calculator. Therefore, the cosine, which is slightly less than 1, it's like around 0.9 or so, 0.8, it is bigger than 0.2617. Therefore, this statement is also true. The answer is A.